What up? It's your boy Jay Basic coming back with another video, and you already read the title. Now, this is a new style reaction or a new video reaction. This is from the homie Baseball Doesn't Exist. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Baseball Doesn't Exist. They got some of the best baseball content in there. They are 200K subscribers away from 1 million. So make sure y'all go run it up over there on that side. This video is pre-recorded because I'm not doing any game reactions today because your boy is away for the weekend, but I don't want to leave you dry on some content, so I'm going to record this video for y'all and then drop it. So I hope y'all enjoy. This is a 23-minute video, so make sure y'all get y'all snacks. What y'all eating on? Let me guess. What we got? Oh, somebody definitely got to have some Doritos watching this video. You watching the eating the Doritos. Like, enjoy that. Yep. Let's go.
At 25 years old, Ronald Acuna Jr. is already an all-star MVP
Facts.
and set a milestone never seen in baseball history.
70-40 is wild.
Simultaneously doing his part to, quote, ruin the sport of baseball. In only 6 seasons, Acuna has already been benched and publicly scolded by his manager. Already gotten in trouble for wearing his hat wrong. Gotten in trouble for wearing his eye black wrong.
So, I never knew about this. So apparently he just does a lot, like he just plays the game way more free than anyone else. And he's getting scolded for it. And
the most legendary player in his home country, who he is friends with, at one point referred to him as a crybaby. Venezuela, where Acuna is now one of the most beloved athletes in the country, at one point called him a traitor, booed him, attacked his family in the crowd, and caused him to retire. And one popular baseball...
Hold on, your boy's been good at Spanish. Your boy's been good at Spanish.
And caused...
Look. I have retired officially from the Venezuelan League. Good night. It was a pleasure for me to love to play in front of you. Los quiero. Like, that's like, you all, or I want, or pray. I don't know. The want that I want. I don't know. Oh, any of my Spanish speakers down there, y'all let me know what it said. I'm getting better. Duolingo, baby.
One popular baseball analyst even said that if he was still pitching, he would drill Acuna.
What?
Just because he is too good. And at least one team
because he's too good.
Did this. They drilled Ronald Acuna Jr. 8 times. Had
I remember.
Publicly challenged him to a fight and got absolutely owned by Acuna so bad it made him a household name across baseball.
Yo, I forgot Acuna had the long dreads.
Acuna.
Bro, is it just me or is this I don't remember Acuna with the long dreads.
So bad, it made him a household name
okay, hang time.
And this string of incidents that catapulted Acuna to baseball stardom all started when he was just a rookie. He was the youngest player in baseball at 20 years old when he debuted in 2018. According to his uncle, just 4 years earlier, the Royals wanted to sign him, but decided he wasn't good enough at shortstop, so they didn't. The Rangers were considering it, but decided his swing was too long and slow. The Rockies were about to sign him, but then used the money to sign a different prospect, and the Nationals were close to a deal, but decided he was too expensive. Now,
imagine Ronald Acuna Jr. on the Texas Rangers current day. My goodness.
Now, all these teams feel extremely stupid.
Facts.
The Braves signed Acuna for only $100,000. Maybe
Steal.
one of the best investments in recent history.
Steal.
Other players in his class who made millions are nowhere close to Acuna. Acuna grew up in a small fishing town in a remote village in Venezuela with a population of 7,000 people and only one baseball field. With this little people, he grew up playing
Yo, these videos right here, oh my gosh. Yo, these baseball videos are like every single winter. We get one video of Acuna hitting a rocket into the wood, into the forest of Venezuela, bro.
Adults
Most
who just so
legit.
happen
Look at
to be
this.
related to it.
This is
In
what
fact,
baseball
his
should be like,
grandfather
bro.
Played minor league baseball in the 70s.
Man.
His father played minor league baseball. He has a cousin who pitched for the Giants, another cousin who pitched for the Indians. His other cousin,
So he
was
got
a
the
closer for
pipeline.
the Blue Jays. He has another cousin who pitched for the Diamondbacks. His cousin Alcides Escobar was on the Nationals last year. His cousin Mikel Garcia plays for the Royals.
We just
His
reacted to
brother
him
is a top
yesterday.
prospect for the Mets. His other brother is a prospect for the Twins, and reports say his younger brother has agreed to a contract with the Phillies. He is 12 years old. This is legitimately one of the most talented baseball.
So, like, if y'all don't know, in the Dominican or like down there in like South America, Central America, basically, like, if you're not good by like 18 years old, like, you're clipped. Like, it's raps. So when you see kids getting signed for like 12 and 13 and like some players like lying about their age, is because like over here, like if you hit 19, it's a wrap for you. So you gotta go find a job.
Families of all time, and all of them grew up in the same small town in Venezuela with one baseball field. Per capita, this baseball field might produce more baseball talent than anywhere on Earth.
That's crazy. I've seen videos from this place.
Acuna was overlooked. In 2017, he was only ranked the 17th best prospect in the Braves organization alone. A year later, he was the second best prospect in baseball, behind only Shohei Ohtani. He was called up in
A
April
unicorn.
and almost immediately did something that got the league's attention and started a war. After the All-Star
What did he
break,
do?
he went on an unbelievable run. On August 11th, he homered against the Brewers. The very next
August
day,
11th.
he homered again. The very next day, he led off the game and hit another home
My
run.
goodness.
Later that same day, in the second game of the doubleheader, he hit another leadoff
Four
homer,
game,
becoming
four
the
homers.
fourth player in MLB's 100-plus year history to hit two leadoff homers on the same day. The very next day, Acuna led off the game again and hit another homer,
So this is
making
why
him
the Marlins hate
youngest
him.
player ever to homer in 5 consecutive games. Then, that very same game, in the 7th inning, he hit another home run. Acuna
Yeah,
was
sliders
on a
is all the way
stretch where
down.
He hit 8 home runs in 8 games. He had hit a home run in his last 5 games in a row and was on a streak where
Man.
he hit a home run to lead off a game in 3 straight games. 1 leadoff home run shy of the record. At 20 years old, Acuna
See, my boy's not like Tyler O'Neill though. Tyler O'Neill's got the streak down, bro. 5 games, 5 opening days, 5 homers. That's crazy.
became the story of MLB as the entire league was watching to see if he could tie the record and hit a leadoff home run in 4 straight games. The Marlins weren't as excited about this record, and as the entire baseball world watched to see if Ronald Acuna could hit another leadoff home run and make baseball history,
First
the Marlins
pitch.
did this.
Wow.
Threw a 97
I didn't even know that was the backstory.
At Acuna's elbow, the fastest pitch he'd thrown to open a game in his career. It was obviously intentional. And done just because Acuna was hitting too many home runs. The Braves cleared the bench.
Yeah, hell
Acuna
yeah,
had
bro.
to exit the game, and a debate sparked around baseball. Some people argued Acuna getting hit was just part of the game, but people like Freddie Freeman called Urania gutless. ESPN called for him to be suspended for 20 games. Rich Eisen wanted him suspended for the rest of the year. Even Urania's own manager said he shouldn't have.
Yeah, Don Mattingly, that's...
While other people like Keith Hernandez said the Marlins had to hit him, and if he was pitching, he would do the same thing.
Keith Hernandez, you a L for that one, bro.
Acuna's elbow ended up being fine, and only 8 days later, he faced the Marlins again. And the very first chance he got, he hit another home run.
Yeah, this one you gotta want. Yeah, you gotta hot dog it, man.
3 innings later, when Acuna came back to the plate, the Marlins hit him again. Acuna was okay, and this did not lead to any immediate fight between the two teams, but this hit-by-pitch ensured that the Acuna and Marlins beef was far from over. In the meantime, this
that's unbelievable.
Became a household name in the baseball world, and so did his play. He was 20 years old, was Rookie of the Year, led a Braves team who was picked to finish 4th to a division title, earning their first playoff appearance in 5 years. And in Game 3 of the NLDS, Walker Buehler pitch.
That's terrible.
Well above the zone,
That's terrible.
Acuna started walking to first, but the umpire somehow called this a strike. This should have been ball 4, and it should have been another run for the Braves.
But I remember, I know what
Acuna
happens.
had to keep hitting, and a pitch later.
3-1. See, this is where Walker Buehler messed up. We're gonna break this down. So you're gonna throw a fastball up here to raise the eye level. All right, now Acuna's thinking like, all right, if I get another fastball, you know exactly where he's going. If I get another fastball, he throws it anywhere up here, I'm swinging. He's sitting fastball. So you're going to throw it twice in the same spot? Nah, man. Real baseball knowledge right there. Put it on the board.
History to hit a postseason grand slam, beating Mickey Mantle's record after the game, admitting he didn't even know who Mickey Mantle was.
That's legit.
The Braves were eliminated, but Acuna had established himself as the team's future going into 2019, where he performed to his expectations, but also rubbed a ton of people the wrong way. As a rookie, Acuna wore his hat to a press conference sideways, which reportedly caused a, quote, firestorm in the organization, and the Braves made Acuna start wearing his hat correctly. Acuna says he was scolded after his first ever Major League home run for watching the ball too long. That year, he was scrutinized for not hustling. He hit this ball, thought it was a homer, realized it wasn't a homer, but by the time he started running, it was too late and only got a single. Acuna
yeah, see, okay, that's bad. That's bad.
He was wrong. For baseball purists, Acuna was building a reputation of being a cocky young player who didn't respect the game, and this put a target on his back, especially against the Marlins. And nearly a year after getting hit by Jose Urena, Acuna faced him again, and on a 3-2 count, he made the Marlins pay again. Carried his bat all the way to first, threw it over his shoulder, and celebrated around the base.
That's like an 8 out of 10 right there.
His revenge. Since being hit, the Braves responded by hitting Brian Anderson. They faced Urena again and also threw at him. Kevin Gausman got ejected for this.
Oh, so they're going to eject him?
Bat flip, the Marlins wanted more revenge. So a few months later, when they met again, on the very first pitch of the game, they nailed Ronald Acuna for the 3rd time. Acuna, obviously annoyed about being
hit, that's trash.
His manager, obviously pissed too.
Yeah,
was
Brian
ejected,
Snitker, he justifiable.
Would only get worse from here. But the Marlins were a last-place team. The Braves, for the first time in years, had expectations to go deep into the playoffs and were relying on Acuna to do it. In the playoffs, he went 8 for 18 with an OPS well over 1,000.
This man's a beast, bro.
He was the Braves' best offensive player. However, this was overshadowed by one terrible play. In Game 1, Acuna hit this ball. Thought it was gone.
I remember this one.
Getting out of the box, and by the time he realized it wasn't a homer, he was only able to get a single. Once again, Acuna was caught not hustling. The Braves didn't end up scoring, went on to blow a 3-1 lead, and lost the game by only 1 run. Afterwards, his teammate Freddie Freeman called it, quote, frustrating. Ozzie Albies said that they probably would have scored if Acuna would have ran, and multiple teammates spoke out against Acuna in the clubhouse. The New York Post even went as far as to say he was helping to ruin baseball.
I remember when this went down, and Acuna got a lot of flack for this, man. That's bad. Like, I could understand, like, careers are made and ruined in the playoffs. Like, you'll have people that have great playoffs and it'll solidify their career and they'll only be known for like good playoff moments. Like, you can do the best in the regular season and then in the playoffs, like, you fold, you're getting sued for that. Look at Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw, I know he ended up winning a World Series, but there was a stretch where that man couldn't like get to the playoffs without like getting the lights too big. Even look at last season. He even won a World Series. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but yeah, man, did it come with some hard trials and tribulations.
The Braves ended up losing this series in 5 games. Acuna finished 5th in MVP voting at only 21 years old, but much of the focus was around his lack of hustle, his supposed bad attitude, and the celebrations that some people thought were over the top. Obviously, the target on his back got even bigger, and when he faced the Marlins in 2020, it boiled over again. But before we get to that, a quick word from today's sponsor. Whether you're going to a baseball game or time too much,
make sure y'all get baseball exist his bag. Baseball doesn't exist his bag, man.
Once again, Urania
time out.
drilled him.
Time out. My bad, y'all. Just answered a phone call. Pretty important business. Got something lined up going on pretty soon. So, all right, let's get back into it.
In September, and once again, Urania drilled him. It's not clear if this was on purpose or not, but Acuna,
this absolutely is on purpose.
By the Marlins alone, was once again upset. But
absolutely.
This time, the Marlins were no longer a last place team. They surprised many and snuck into the playoffs, upset the Cubs in the wildcard round, and faced the Braves in the divisional series. 0-2 in his first playoff chances with a devastating mistake the year before. Acuna was determined to prove himself in the playoffs, and against his arch nemesis in his very first at-bat of the series, he hit another bomb. And to rub it in further, flipped his bat in the Marlins' face. The very next time Acuna came to the plate, the Marlins once again nailed him with a pitch. This likely was not even on purpose.
This is petty, man.
Was still upset.
This is just petty.
Bench that he'd been hit by them 5 times. After the game, pitcher Sandy Alcantara challenged Acuna, saying, quote, "If he's ready to fight, I'm ready to fight too."
Well, put the gloves on, man. Don't talk about it, be about it. Y'all said you didn't even done all that mic talk. You should have went up to him and just talked to him as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's goody? What's goody?
Acuna responded with an Instagram picture of his bat flip and a caption that read, quote, "I'd like this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody."
Facts.
Also tweeting, quote, "They have to hit me because they don't get me out."
Facts.
And Acuna was right. Up to that point, the Marlins had hit him once every
that OBP is skyrocketing.
Against other teams, he had been hit once every 80 at-bats. During this 3-year stretch, Acuna hit an insane 17 home runs against the Marlins alone.
Owner.
At a slugging percentage,
part-time owner.
600. As a team, the Braves went 46-21, outscoring the Marlins by 124 runs. And in this playoff
part-time
series,
owner.
They swept them easily. But despite all of this domination, Acuna and the Marlins still were not done beefing. The next year, the Marlins nailed Acuna for the 6th time. It was also the 3rd time they did it on the very first pitch of the game. Pablo Lopez was ejected for this, and Acuna got his revenge 2 days later by hitting another bomb against the Marlins.
Spanked.
This was his 23rd of the year, which led the Braves. He also led the team in runs, stolen bases, in almost every offensive category. He was 2nd in the league in WAR. He was Player of the Month in April. He hit a home run, then went into the field and made an amazing throw.
Oh, I remember that viral moment.
He went viral
for sure.
getting out an 108-mile-per-hour ground ball at a sprint speed of 31 feet per second.
It's crazy.
Was breaking out, and at 22 years old, he was favored to win the MVP. Then in July, Jazz Chisholm hit this ball to right field.
Oh my gosh. This is so heartbreaking, bro.
He lands awkwardly on the warning track. He's down on the turf.
In the middle of an MVP caliber season, Acuna tore his ACL and was in tears as he was carted off the field. According to his mother, he cried every day after this injury. Acuna says he was convinced at the time he'd never be the same. He thought he would never be as fast and never be as good. He even had to enter therapy to deal with his situation. That year, the Braves shocked the world on one of the most.
And this was the start of Jay Banksy's 22's run. Man, this is unbelievable, bro. Like, I know this is a completely, like, this is relevant, but this is the year, like, man, and everything, this channel, like, started going crazy. But like I said, I appreciate all of y'all just to take that moment out, bro. This is crazy.
World Series runs ever, but Ronald Acuna wasn't there to play. He hoped he could return in 2022 and everything would go back to normal, but that ended before the season even started. Right before 2022, Braves icon Freddie Freeman signed with the Dodgers. In an Instagram Live interview in Spanish, Acuna was asked about Freeman's departure. Shortly after his response was translated and posted on Twitter, claiming Acuna said, quote, "I won't miss Freddie Freeman," that they had friction, that he was overbearing and wasn't somebody he could talk to. The translation was spread everywhere, but Acuna claimed he never said that. But more and more translations confirmed he did say things around those lines. He said he and Freeman had a lot of...
See, this is what we call neo-journalism, where there's like, you don't know the truth, you just know around the truth. You get me? So I believe Acuna said something and it was just misinterpreted. Like, I truly don't think Acuna and Freeman at the time, and I never thought they had bad blood. They just wanted to spin it. You know how it is in media. You know, you get spin it for views and all that. But I truly think that it just so happened to be that way. Yeah, man, this was hey, it was good for baseball because there was like some tension and like forced tension, but
saying Freeman and other veterans apparently wiped the eye black off Acuna's face because there was too much of it and wouldn't even let him wear his sunglasses on his hat because it blocked the Braves logo. Freeman responded to these comments and said he loved Ronald and that these were just organizational rules he had to enforce, saying there was no tension whatsoever. Acuna said his comments weren't disrespectful for Freeman, but didn't regret them, saying he signed with another team. What should I miss about someone on another team?
See, and this that Michael Jordan mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, we cool, but once you on another team, there ain't no friends. I have no reason to be your friend. And I agree with Acuna on this. I agree. You know, they try to make him this buddy, but at the same time, it's competition. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could be friends, but once you get step between those lines right here, them white lines on the field, even when you step on the field in the dugout, you know what I mean? There ain't no friends over there. So, like, Acuna is really saying there's no friends on the field. Now, off the field, you know, in the interview, it could be kosher, but listen, you still want to beat that guy across from you. You know what I'm saying? No diddy.
All of a sudden, Freddie Freeman versus Acuna became a massive topic. Acuna missed the first month of the season rehabbing his knee, came back and was not the same. He was not as fast, he stopped stealing, he was seen limping during games, his offensive numbers decreased, and he
I didn't even really clock that.
Career. Then, in the playoffs, more negative attention came his way after he failed to back up his center fielder, helping JT
I do remember that.
hit a inside the park home run. The Phillies embarrassed the Braves in the playoffs, ended their season, and ended Acuna's least productive year yet. That offseason, he went home to Venezuela, where he is usually seen playing games on sandlot fields he grew up on.
There it is. That's like I said.
But his struggle to return from injury convinced the Braves to allow him to play for his hometown team, the Tiburones, in the Venezuelan Winter League. Mostly made up of young players and minor leaguers, it's very rare for a player of Acuna's star power to do this. At first, he was welcomed back with open arms after he put on a show, hitting bomb after bomb in front of his home country.
Yay!
But all of this changed in January, when Acuna announced he would not be playing for Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic because his doctors and training staff decided it wouldn't be good for his healing knee, causing an immediate outcry.
Nah, that's an L right there. L Venezuela, bro. L Venezuela, man. He prioritizing his health. And this is hindsight, knowing that he played for Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic last year. You know what I'm saying? Or did he? I thought he did.
Venezuela. Reports came out saying the Braves organization
Did
never
he
told
not?
Acuna he couldn't play. The team's captain, Miguel Cabrera, made a comment hinting that it was actually Acuna's decision not to play, and former major leaguer Alex Gonzalez said Acuna didn't want to play.
Did he not
because
play?
He, quote, couldn't take the pressure. People in Venezuela were extremely disappointed in this decision.
I thought he
During
played.
his next Venezuelan Winter League game, Acuna got booed and responded by hitting a bomb.
Damn.
Had a ton of fun rounding the bases, talking smack, and dancing during a home run celebration.
See, I like this. That's the part of baseball I love, man.
That lasted
I
over
love.
a minute. This angered fans even more. Acuna's family, who was in the crowd, became targets, and a fight
they got to
broke out
leave.
between them and the opposing
You got to
fans
leave.
in the middle of the game.
You got to
Soon
leave.
After, Acuna found out and announced he was retiring from Venezuelan baseball altogether and deleted his Instagram account. This probably made things worse. Miguel Cabrera said,
Hey,
quote,
man.
"It's good Acuna didn't play in our day. He probably would have cried." Alex Gonzalez went after him even harder on Instagram Live, prompting Acuna to respond, telling him his life in retirement must be tough, his numbers weren't good, and nobody in Venezuela remembers him. Acuna's dad also went after Gonzalez, according to this translation, making threats and calling him tough as a calf. Acuna complained on Instagram that some players got permission to play in the WBC and others didn't, saying he was one of them who wasn't allowed. But the rules state that teams can't prevent a player from playing if they spent less than 60 days on the injured list the season before, meaning that the Braves weren't even allowed to prevent Acuna from playing. Some blamed the Braves for breaking this rule. Many blamed Acuna, speculating that it was his decision not to play, and he was just blaming the Braves so people in Venezuela wouldn't be mad at him.
Either way, people were like, if he don't play, he don't play. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of slack for it. Yeah, it's like non-patriotic if you don't play baseball. But at the end of the day, it's just a game, dude. It's not that deep. Obviously, you weren't going to beat Japan or the U.S. or Dominican Republic anyway. Actually, did they beat the DR? Shoot, they probably did. I forgot. They wasn't beating Japan, though. You know what I'm saying?
Him. And others even reported that Acuna was so fed up with the Braves over this, he was requesting a trade. Venezuela was mad at Acuna.
Come to Boston.
The Braves seemed mad at Acuna, and
Clearly
now
he didn't.
even Braves fans were mad at Acuna. However, it turned out this trade request was completely fake. Acuna or the Braves changed their mind, and he did end up playing in the WBC.
That's what I remember. I remember he played. I thought I was tweaking. Like I was psyching myself out, man. Dang.
He and Miguel Cabrera seemed to be back to being great friends. And after the WBC, he started 2023 completely healthy and had one of the greatest seasons ever. He was named Player of the Month in April. Acuna, who was concerned he would never be able to run the same again, tied his career high in steals in June. Became the first player ever to hit 20 homers and steal 40 bases before the All-Star break. He was relentless on the base pass, like on this play when the Diamondbacks didn't have a guy covering third. Acuna got a massive lead, leading pitcher Kevin Ginkel to stare him down, walk him back to the base as they exchanged words. Acuna,
the game in the game,
his head, refused to get on the base. Likely due to his stubbornness, Ginkel immediately threw a wild pitch. Acuna scored and stared him down. Acuna led the immediately threw a wild pitch.
Yeah, damn, bro. Don't even want to make eye contact. Don't even want to look at him. Oh, man. He got sunned, bro. He got sunned. He got sunned.
Acuna led the league in All-Star voting and down the stretch found himself in an MVP race with Mookie Betts. In August, these two matched up in one of the most anticipated series of the year. Hours before the game, Acuna got married. Yes, while on the road with a small reception in Los Angeles, Acuna got married to his longtime girlfriend. A few hours later, he hit a grand slam, becoming the first player ever to have 30 homers and 60 steals in a season, as his ex-teammate Freddie Freeman watched in dismay.
Look at that. That's a good shot right there, man.
That's an MVP consideration. Getting so much attention, a fan ran onto the field trying to take a selfie with him. Acuna was
you only see that stuff with like soccer players like Messi, Ronaldo, all those. Like I see those videos all the time. With Acuna, he's transcending baseball right now with that, bro.
To wreck the kid. The kid wouldn't let go. Another kid came running in. Security tried to stop him. Accidentally.
All right, see, one person is fine. Once you hit two, yeah, you gotta get him out of there.
Acuna still tried to take a selfie with one of them, but they were both dragged away to jail.
What a man of the people.
He stole his 61st base. A few days later, he hit the
his
hardest
40th
home run of the year, which was clocked at 121 miles.
I remember that one. That was smoke.
And also made a throw that was clocked at 104 miles per hour. But most impressively, he became the 4th player in baseball history to achieve 40 homers and 40 steals in a season. Then became the first player ever to have 40 homers and 50 steals in a season. Then became the first player ever to have 40 home runs and 60 steals in a season, and ended the year being the only player in Major League history to have 40 home runs and 70 steals in a season. And in November, he was unanimously voted NL MVP.
Nah, stay on that side, man. Stay on that side, yo. Y'all was hating, bro. Y'all was hating on him, man. Y'all was hating on him.
In a Venezuelan Winter League game an hour later, he hit a bomb and celebrated around the bases. But this time, the Venezuelan fans who hated him a year prior went crazy.
Wow. What a video.
This time,
what a video. Hey, man. Ronald Acuna Jr. is transcending baseball. Definitely one of the premier players, one of the most electrifying players to watch, and one of my favorite players to watch as well. This guy is transcending baseball at an alarming rate, and he's only getting better. And this dude, I keep thinking, I'm like, yo, I'm older than this dude. And this dude is making millions playing baseball, and I'm making YouTube videos, you know what I'm saying? But hopefully one day, we get to chop it up, me and Acuna, because I've been learning my Spanish a little bit. But yeah, man, shout out to Baseball Doesn't Exist. Make sure y'all go subscribe to their channel right over there. And yeah, let me know if y'all want me to react to more videos, because I'm definitely down to do that. And make sure if y'all want, y'all could recommend me videos in the comments that y'all want me to watch as well and react to. Help me, help you. All right. It's been your boy Jay Banksy, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace.